Reproduction in plants. So reproduction, what is reproduction is? It is the production of offsprings by an animal or a plant. In plant, this reproduction is mainly of sexual and asexual types. In sexual reproduction, the involvement of male and female gametes is there, and the fusion of male and female gametes produce the seeds, which is the characteristics of all seed producing species. And again, in asexual reproduction also, seeds are produced without fertilization, which we will see in the later part of this lecture. In seed producing plants that are sexually reproducing, the male and female organs involved are androecium and gynoecium. The androecium produces the male gametes and the gynoecium produces the female gametes. The male gametes are formed from the haploid cell called the microspore mother cell, and the female gametes are produced from the haploid cell megaspore mother cell. So the various processes involved in sexual reproduction are sporogenesis and gametogenesis. The one that takes place in the male part is microsporogenesis, and the one in female part is megasporogenesis. Again, in gametogenesis also, the male is produced by microgametogenesis and the female is produced by megagametogenesis. Sporogenesis. Sporogenesis is the production of microspores and megaspores. Microspores are produced in the anthers and the megaspores are produced in the ovules, that is in the embryo sac. How the embryo sac is formed, how the mother cell, pollen mother cell is formed, that we will see in the sporogenesis, the microsporogenesis. The sporophytic cells in the pollen mother cells of anther, which undergo meiotic divisions to form haploid microspores, is called the microspore mother cell. Each microspore mother cell produces 4 microspores through the process of microsporogenesis. That is, in one division, in one meiotic division, it will produce 4 daughter cells. The 4 daughter cells on thickening of the wall form 4 pollen grains, and the process involved is microsporogenesis. In megasporogenesis also, 4 cells are formed by one meiotic division, and in this 3 are degenerative. Only one megaspore is functional, which forms the embryo sac. The single sporophytic cell inside the ovule, which undergoes the meiotic division, is called the megaspore mother cell. It is a haploid megaspore and it produces 4 cells which are all haploid, and these 4 cells, among these 4 cells, 3 are degenerative and only one becomes the functional mother megaspore. But in case of male gametes, all the 4 that are produced forms 4 pollen grains. In a flower, there will be so many pollen grains, but in a ovule, there will be only a single egg cell. In gametogenesis, the production of male and female gametes in the microspores and the megaspores is called as gametogenesis. Microgametogenesis. In this, the male gametes or the sperm nuclei is produced. First, the already present pollen nuclei will divide mitotically once to produce 2 nuclei. One is generative nuclei and another one is vegetative or tube nuclei. In this binucleate stage only, it fertilizes the stigma, and the reach of pollen over the stigma is called as pollination. The pollination takes place at the binucleate stage. The pollen germinates and it enters the stigma and travels to the style to reach the ovule. The generative nucleus at this stage undergoes another mitotic division to produce 2 male gametes or the sperm nuclei, while the vegetative nucleus degenerate on formation of tube nucleus. The pollen along with the sperm nuclei is called as the microgametophyte, and now it is 2 cells. One will be fertilizing the egg cell and another one will be fertilizing the secondary nuclei, which we will see in double fertilization in the later part of this lecture. Megagametogenesis. In microgametogenesis, the pollen divides twice mitotically. In the first division, it forms the generative and vegetative or tube nucleus. Again, the generative nucleus alone divides one more time to produce 2 nuclei, which will fertilize the egg cell and the secondary nuclei. So two mitotic division takes place in case of pollen mother cell, and in case of megagametogenesis, that is in the female part, 3 mitotic division is usually take place. But the exact number of nuclei produced and the arrangement varies between different species, though commonly, that is majority, the 8 nuclei is produced in the megagametogenesis. These 8 nuclei are arranged usually as central one as secondary nuclei, and in one side of the embryo sac, 3 cells will be moving and one will be egg cell, and the 2 side cells will be, the center one will be the egg cell and the 2 side cells will be the 2 synergids, which will guide the pollen to reach the egg cell. Another 3 migrate to the opposite pole and it will form the 3 antipodal cells. The 2 nuclei which remains in the center are the polar nuclei which fuse together to form the secondary nucleus. Again, the sperm cells, the 2 nuclei will be fusing, one with the egg cell and another one with the secondary nuclei. The megaspore, after this, the megaspore develops into a mature female gametophyte or the embryo sac. So the embryo sac has the 8 nuclei which usually moves to different poles, forms as it is in this structure. That is central 2 polar nuclei, and in the top 3 antipodal nuclei, and in the bottom egg nuclei surrounded by 2 synergid cells as given in this picture. Here you can see 3 antipodal cells, and in the center 2 secondary nuclei and bottom 2 synergic nucleus. So this is the outline of sexual reproduction. So first the seedling, that is germinates, and it forms the juvenile cells. Then it forms the transition phase and reaches the adult phase. Only by then it will start flowering. In case of horticulture crops, this may take several years or at least 3-4 years to reach the adult stage from the juvenile stage. So once the flower is formed, it will have the pollen mother cell in the anther and the megasporangia in the ovule. Microsporangia will be there in the anthers. The microsporangia will be having the microspore mother cell, and the megasporangia will be having the megaspore mother cells. In the megaspore mother cells, as we already saw, by meiosis, 4 cells will be produced in both these things, but in case of female, 3 are abortive and only 1 is functional. And in case of pollen mother cell, all the 4 becomes pollen grains by thickening of the wall. Then in case of female, it will again divide into 8 nuclei by 3 mitotic division, while in the case of male, 2 mitotic division successively occur at different phases. First it will produce the generative and the tube nucleus, then the generative alone will divide to produce the 2 sperm nucleus. Then these two fuse together, that is the egg cell and the secondary nuclei fuse with the sperm cell, and it will form the endosperm and the embryo. The embryo is formed by the fusion of egg cell and the sperm nuclei, while the secondary nuclei fuses with the sperm nuclei to form the endosperm, and this forms the seed, which will again germinate to form the seedling, and it will be in the juvenile phase, and then it will reach the transition phase and adult phase. So the fertilization takes place by the fusion of male and female gametes. Double fertilization, that is fusion of egg cell and the fusion of secondary nuclei along with 2 sperm nuclei. That is, one sperm nuclei will be fertilizing the egg cell and the other sperm nuclei will be fertilizing the secondary nuclei. The fusion of secondary nuclei along with the sperm nucleus in the embryo sac is called the triple fusion. So this is the fertilization. And here we see the self-pollination, that is, in the same flower the pollen will be following the pistil of the same flower. This will take place in case of bisexual plants. In case of unisexual plants, it will be in 2 different flowers and it will be pollinating the female. Here you can see the pollen grains, and it will be falling on the stigma, and it will pass through the style and reach the embryo sac. So after reaching the embryo sac, the tube nucleus will degenerate, and here the center two or secondary nuclei which fuses with one sperm nuclei, and here the egg cell is there along with two synergids which fuses with another sperm nucleus. Here three antipodals are formed. Then this process is called as pollination, the falling of pollen grains on the stigma, and this is the pollen tube. Then this is the embryo sac. Here it's a ovary is present, and outer side we have the petals and the sepals, and then the vascular system or the stem will be formed. Here inside we will have the ovule. Inside the ovule the embryo sac is formed, and inside the embryo sac egg cell, antipodal, synergids and secondary nuclei will be formed. Here we have already seen the stigma, the style and the ovule. So this process is called the fertilization in plants. Then alternation of generation, that is the sporophytic generation alternates with the gametophytic generation. Sporophytic generation is the formation of sporogenesis. Up to that, from the gametogenesis to the formation of sporogenesis, it is called as sporophyte. That is, here we can see the fertilization takes place. After the fertilization, it will again reach the diploid stage of in the zygote, and then it undergoes mitosis so many times to produce the embryo and the sporophyte. That is the plant. The plant grows bigger and it forms the flower, where the cell undergoes meiosis to form the spores. One meiosis which forms 4 cells, and in female only one will be generating, and in male all the 4 will form the spores. Then it undergoes mitosis twice in case of sperm cell and thrice in case of egg cell mostly, and this is the gametophyte. Once the spores are produced, it reaches the gametophyte of the alternation of generation. Then the egg and sperm cells will be formed, and fusion of this will form again the alternation of generation, that is the sporophyte. So here we can see the diagram of the double fertilization. Here the triple fusion takes place with the secondary nucleus and the sperm nuclei, while the egg cell and the sperm cell surrounded by the two synergids will produce another fertilization. So this is called as double fertilization, and in this, as 3 cells are united, it is called as triple fusion. And these are the pollen grains with the sperm nucleus and tube nucleus. Then again the sperm nucleus will divide mitotically to form 2 nuclei. Then this is the empty pollen grain. This is the pollen tube. Once the pollen tube reaches the ovary, it will again divide mitotically to fertilize the egg cell and the secondary nucleus. So this is the structure of the embryo sac. Here 3 antipodals, 2 secondary nuclei, and here 2 synergids are formed. Secondary nucleus containing 2 nuclei will first fuse together. Then the growth of the pollen tube takes place, and here the secondary nucleus and the egg cells are fertilized. So the first male gamete will be here, and the second male gamete will be here. This is called as triple fusion. So in asexual reproduction, after this we saw what happens in the male and female and how the sexual reproduction takes place. But now we will be seeing the asexual reproduction. Here there is no fusion of male and female gametes. The major difference between the sexual reproduction and the asexual reproduction is that in asexual reproduction there will not be any differentiation of male and female gametes. Even if it is produced, even if the seed is produced, it will be only from the female. So the asexual reproduction, there is no involvement of the male gamete. So the multiplication of plants is by without the fusion of male and female gametes, and in asexual reproduction it will be either through the vegetative parts or through the seeds that is produced without sexual fusion. So based on this we have 2 types. If it is directly from the vegetative parts, it is called as vegetative reproduction, and if it is by the seeds without the involvement of male gamete, it is called as apomixis. So vegetative reproduction. In vegetative reproduction, the multiplication is by various vegetative plant parts. Here the root or stem or even the leaf are used for reproduction. So naturally, the vegetative reproduction takes place in the underground stems or underground roots and in subaerial stems and in bulbils. In some crop species, the underground stem is modified to produce a new set of plants. It is again divided into 4 types, that is rhizome, tuber, corm and bulbil. In case of root modifications, the underground root will be producing the new shoots. It will be again divided into 2 or more plants. The examples of underground stem modification is detailed below. That is rhizome. The example is turmeric and ginger. The tuber, example is potato solanum tuberosum. Corm, Arvi, colocasia. Bulb, garlic and onion, alien species. And the subaerial stems includes runner, sucker, stolon. And this type of vegetative reproduction is observed in mint, rose, strawberry and banana and all such types of plants. In case of bulbils, it is modified forms of flower. They develop from the plants when they fall on the ground. It takes place in case of garlic, allium, sativum. The artificial vegetative reproduction takes place by again the vegetative parts, but it is artificially takes place. That is without natural involvement, by the involvement of humans and other ways it takes place. Such reproduction is observed in cuttings of stems and roots, layering, grafting and rooting. In case of stem cutting, sugarcane, grapes, roses are examples. And in case of root cutting, sweet potato, citrus and lemon are examples. And in layering, grafting and rooting takes place in the horticulture crops like fruits and ornamental plants. So apomixis. So up to this, the vegetative parts were as such used for artificial and natural vegetative propagation. Apart from this, every cell has the totipotency to produce new plants, but in complete artificial conditions, that is utilized in tissue culture methods, where the meristem or this or the different parts is used for propagation. In case of apomixis, it is through the seed. Here the seeds are produced, but there is no sexual fusion or fertilization. In apomixis, the embryo is developed without fertilization. It has to be considered as an asexual means, because it is only the female parent is involved in reproduction. It occurs in many crop species, and here it is termed as obligate and facultative based on whether it occurs all the times or it occurs at times. In case of Hieracium, it is obligate apomixis, that is true apomixis. Every generation is produced only by apomixis seeds. But in case of some other species, where the sexual reproduction also takes place along with the apomixis, in such kind of plants it is called as facultative apomixis. Then the classification of apomixis is based on parthenogenesis, apogamy, apospory and adventive embryony. Already we have seen the structure of the embryo sac. Here these four types of apomixis takes place from the different cells of the embryo sac. So the parthenogenesis is from the egg cell but without the fusion of male gametes. In case of apogamy, it is from the synergids or the antipodal cells, which forms in the two poles of the embryo sac. And apospory takes place from any one of the vegetative cell in the embryo sac. Adventive embryony is from the nucellar or the integument region. Based on where it takes place and whether it is haploid or diploid, again this classification is further detailed. So first the parthenogenesis. Here the egg cell forms the new plant without the fusion of male gametes. Here we have both haploid and diploid based on how the egg cell is formed. So if it is a haploid, it is seen in Solanum nigrum, Mason nicotiana, and in diploid it is in Tara sacrum. So the seeds are produced without the fusion of male gamete. Apogamy. Apogamy, synergids or antipodals forms the egg square. Here again also we have haploid and diploid types, and the example is helium. In apospory, this is mostly diploid. It is from the unreduced embryo sac which originates from the vegetative cells. There is no meiosis takes place in this part. So this apospory is truly diploid in nature, and it is mostly obligate in nature. The example is Hieracium, Ranunculus, Crepus and Malus. Adventitious embryony. The integument or the nuclear region produces the embryo. The example is mango. So to summarize with, today we saw sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, we saw the sporogenesis and the gametogenesis, and also the alternation of sexual cycle with sporophyte and gametophyte. In case of sporogenesis and gametogenesis, we have micro for male and mega for female. And in case of microsporogenesis and megasporogenesis, the cell divides once and forms the 4 meiotic cells of meiotic nuclei, out of which all forms in case of pollen, all the 4 forms into pollen nuclei, but in case of ovule, only one is formed as pollen ovule and other 3 are abortive or degenerative. Then in case of gametogenesis, again the cells divides thrice and forms the 8 nuclei in case of megagametogenesis, and in microgametogenesis it divides once first to form the tube nucleus and the generative nucleus, and it reaches the ovule and divide again into mitotically. The sperm nuclei alone divides and the vegetative nuclei becomes degenerative. This divides into 2 to fertilize the eggs and to fertilize the secondary nuclei. Then in asexual reproduction, we saw the vegetative and artificial type of vegetative reproduction, natural type of vegetative reproduction, where we saw some examples, and then we saw the apomixis, where we saw parthenogenesis, apogamy, apospory and adventive embryony. So to sum up the various sexual and asexual reproductions, thank you.